Okay, so Lucid, right? So I created Lucid for myself. When I was in high school, I was like a C&D student. So me working into any kind of class, it was just, I felt I was stupid. And so working after the Marine Corps and continuing on and kind of still feeling slower than everyone else on like even mechanical stuff in the Marine Corps, it just felt like I was always slower. And so I started following the brain around on nutrition and following a guy named Charles Poliquin, the strength sensei, and he started introducing me to neurotropics, which are things that help the brain that don't really take away from the brain, like a lot of things out there nowadays. And so I started grouping those together, and over 5 years I ended up coming out with this product that over those 5 years when I was taking them, I got smarter and smarter, faster and faster. It seems like my learning curve was getting cut in every 3 to 6 months in half, to where I was from here to here, and all that stuff was just trapped up in my mind, and I could also just bring it back whenever it was needed. It was something that I was completely unused to, and bringing that all back into my play, I was able to gather more information, relay more information, become a quicker expert in everything that I'm doing now, and start 3 businesses that have successfully killed it. So that's why I started Lucid. The reason I want to end up comparing the Lucid to the GTR is because you have the GTR, right? It's a legend, in other words. It's a Japanese legend that had been delayed in production for so long, and it was known for just being the monster killer, right? So it's Godzilla. It's pretty much a car under $100,000 that will smash any $200,000 plus car, Ferrari, anything from Italy, it's just smashing it. And so they designed that thing engine first, and then the body, a lot of people think it's ugly, a lot of people think it's beautiful, but the body was designed to maximize that engine. And so the car could perform engine and body all together for one, and that's what Lucid does. It maximizes the engine, gives you premium fuel and ketones, and a host of other race TANs, which are the most powerful neurotropics. And so I'm not skirting around any edges here. I'm giving the full clinical dose on every single serving, so when you take it, you're actually seeing what you're reading in the studies on what that happened to them is how much they took. And so getting that clinical dose in their system is creating the real effect. I didn't put any stimulants or caffeine because I feel that caffeine is a major compound to a neurotropic. A lot of people want to go for that feel effect, so they put beta-alanine, they put loads of caffeine, they put something to make their face tingle, but it doesn't really do anything in terms of cognition other than giving them a placebo, which I'm not arguing the placebo is bad. I'm just saying the placebo isn't as good as something with a placebo that really works. We know that. And so with Lucid, there's just enough of everything to almost create a more sedative state. Since we're always so high-wired and so high-stressed and just going like crazy and can't focus on one thing, I brought it way back down. And the reason I came up with this is because I worked with a guy named Jeremy Horn, who's a UFC MMA legend. And what he told me about a fighter is he goes into the cage and he's just psyched out and tensed out. In 2 minutes, no matter how good his conditioning is, how good his technique is, he's gonna gas, he's gonna lose. And so at that point I was like, okay, I need to get these fighters in here calm, cool, and collected. And then, one of my fighters, Thomas Hughes, who's an Olympic kickboxer, and that's exactly what he said happened. That's why I took it from, is he says he's felt calm, cool, and collected. He was never that dude who could turn his mind off. He could never just slow down and see things coming. He always had to rush through stuff. Lucid changed all that to where he was able to see things in almost slow motion like he's in the Matrix again. And so that's what I wanted to create with Lucid, and that's what I have created. Now, another aspect that I would like to use out of this is I really enjoy the microdosed effect of LSD. And what that does is that creates a brand new neuroplastic environment in your brain for you to soak up as much energy and learn as much as fast as possible, to break old programming like it was never there. And that's also what Lucid does. So, and it's still evolving. It's not there yet. It's not legal LSD just yet, but it is really close to creating that neuroplasticity to really be able to ramp up your cognition through any activity you're doing, whether that's pre-workout, whether that's studying, whether that's sitting in front of a computer doing some research on stocks, whether that's creating your own businesses, whether that's being in tune with family, friends, or networking, because it also gives this major mood boost that I've seen major introverts, once they take it, all of a sudden they're out on stage, they're ready to go, they're smiling, they're flexing, they're happy. Stuff like that happens with Lucid, and so that's why I created it.